Tell me she held her peace so long that she died.
Her bladder burst.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Damn. All right, y'all. So, hey, man, we're going to check out this crazy looking video. 5 disturbing ways normal people died. Yeah, we're going to check it out and see what this video is about. So, hey, man, we're going to get right into it, y'all. Y'all ready? Let go.
Life's full of surprises, and sometimes the biggest surprise is how ridiculously people kick the bucket. Consider this your ultimate what not to do guide, as we dive into 5 stories of everyday folks who met their end in the silliest ways possible. We're talking Windows, not the computer, fish cakes, and even Coca-Cola. Yeah, it gets weird. Buckle up, and as always, viewer discretion is advised. All right, folks, buckle up because this story is equal parts bizarre and tragic, with a side of facepalm-worthy decisions. Picture this. It's Friday, January 12th, 2007, and a morning radio show called The Morning Rave on KDND decides to host an on-air contest with a prize everyone wanted back then, a Nintendo Wii. Yep, the hottest gaming console of the era, worth around $250. The name of the contest? Hold Your Wii for a Wii. And yes, it's just as ridiculous as it sounds.
Yeah.
But hey, you gotta
doing
admire the straightforwardness. Here's the deal. Contestants had to drink as much water as possible without going to the bathroom. If you've ever been stuck on a long road trip with no rest stops, you know the struggle these people were about to face. But on paper, it seemed harmless enough until it wasn't. Enter Jennifer Strange, a devoted wife, loving mom of 3, and someone just trying to win a...
Do not tell me she held her peace so long that she died.
Her bladder burst.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Damn.
fun gaming system for her family. What could possibly go wrong, right? The contest kicked off at 6:15 a.m. with 18 eager participants, each handed an 8-ounce bottle of water to chug every 15 minutes. At first, it seemed like a breeze. These were small half-pint bottles, after all. But after just 90 minutes and 5 bottles in, the first contestant, James Ibarra, tapped out, his bladder waving the white flag. And that's when things started getting weird. A nurse, clearly more informed than the show's hosts, called in to warn them about the dangers of water intoxication, a real and potentially deadly condition where drinking too much water dilutes vital electrolytes, causing severe health issues. You'd think this would be a huge red flag, but nope, the hosts laughed it off. One even joked, "Is anyone dying in there?"
Have you ever went to sleep? Like, say you went out and you had a couple drinks and you just went to sleep. And you woke up and you had to pee so bad that it hurt.
You know, I'm not a big drinker, so no.
That's happened to me a couple of times. Like, I had to pee, but I was so tired I couldn't get up. So I went to sleep, woke up, instant pain. So it was so bad that I barely could walk. But, you know, obviously when I went to the bathroom, it went away. But, yeah, I can tell that because it was bad. Like, the pain I got from that was bad. You know, as men, of course, we can hold our pee a lot better than women. But that's why I was able to hold on to mine while I was sleeping. But I had to pee before I went to sleep, and I fucked around. Hours went by. Woke up. I'm talking pain. So I'm walking like oh my God, this thing hurt. But as soon as it's out, it obviously, you know, good. But
That's what I am.
oh my God, man, this is kind of crazy. To win a Wii, you died for it, and you probably didn't even. Well, we'll see. I don't know if she won it or not. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
Another quipped, "They signed releases, so we're not responsible." Yikes.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
the contestants were kept in a separate room, oblivious to the nurse's warning. Jennifer, determined to win that Wii for her kids, kept going even as the pain set in. She complained about severe discomfort and splitting headaches, but the hosts were still joking around, showing a shocking lack of understanding. When one DJ asked if water poisoning was even a thing, another replied, "Not with water. Your body's 98% water. Why can't you take in as much as you want? A third host even joked, maybe we should have researched this first. Ya think? As the contest dragged on, the water bottles got bigger and the stakes higher. Jennifer pushed through nearly 2 gallons of water in just over 3 hours.
Damn.
Despite being in visible distress, she powered on, wanting to bring that wee home for her 2 sons and daughter. When she finally bowed out, she was the second to last contestant standing, earning, wait for it, tickets to a Justin Timberlake concert. Not quite the prize she was aiming for, but things went from bad to catastrophic. Jennifer's stomach was painfully swollen, and she complained of excruciating headaches. Hoping some rest would help, she skipped work and went straight to bed. What she didn't know was that her body was already in crisis. Excessive water intake had diluted her blood sodium levels, causing water to flood into her cells. While most tissues can handle a little swelling, the brain, not so much. Encased in a rigid skull, her swelling brain had nowhere to go, leading to severe damage. Later that day, Jennifer called her workplace, crying and describing unbearable pain. Just 5 hours after the contest ended, her mother found her lifeless body at home. It's hard to imagine a more heartbreaking end to what was supposed to be a lighthearted event. The fallout was swift. The morning rave hosts, known on air as Trish, Maney, and Lucas, were fired the very next day. KDND canceled the show and terminated 10 employees in total. Jennifer's family sued the station, and on October 29, 2009, a California jury awarded them $16.5 million in damages. The station was held fully accountable for the reckless stunt that cost Jennifer her life.
Damn, man.
We've all got our guilty pleasures, hot chocolate, Netflix.
That was kind of like 16.5.
Yeah.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I mean, it looks like she got more than a we. You know what I mean? She got her family secured, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what they've done with the money, but she definitely got them a bag. Mm-hmm. For sure. So if she ever worried about her family ever getting in trouble or financially safe or whatever, hopefully they are still good if they were smart with the money.
Yeah, of course.
And
it's just sad.
Sad that she had to go. You know what I mean? But that is kind of crazy, though. Like, she had to, swelling in her
brain.
That got me thinking, like, any chance I got to take a piss, I'm taking it immediately.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right. Like, you know, when people be at work, and it's like, oh, it's okay, I can hold it. You know what I mean? I can hold it. Nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be days where I'll be out, right? I won't pee that whole day. The whole 8. I won't pee
Like,
until
not
I come
even the
home.
filling? Like, you don't even have the filling?
Yeah, the feeling be there, but it's not, like, intense.
Well, they just said that guys can hold their pee longer than women, so I really can't contest to that.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what they just said.
Oh, well, I didn't hear that, but okay. I mean, yeah, I
Didn't
mean,
they?
I don't know.
Like, I was like, did I dream
listen,
that?
I didn't hear
Like,
that. I didn't hear that, but hey.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, she held it up for didn't she win?
No, she won Justin Timberlake concert.
No, she was the last 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just, I mean, the guy tapped out first. The one that they showed. That little kid. So I don't know about that,
That's
man.
a little kid.
Netflix binges, maybe a little too much coffee, but for Natasha Harris, a 30-year-old mother of 8 from Invercargill, New Zealand, her guilty pleasure turned into a deadly obsession. Her love for Coca-Cola wasn't your typical, I need a soda with my burger kind of thing. We're talking 2 gallons of Coke every single day. From the moment she woke up to the moment she went to bed, she was never far from a glass of the fizzy stuff. And it wasn't just a craving, it was a full-blown addiction. Without her usual supply, Natasha would experience withdrawal symptoms like shaking, irritability, and restlessness. But because
Yeah, that Coca-Cola really had that Coke in there.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. I think, actually, back in the day, they really did
Yeah,
say
it
they
was
used to have Coke in there. But they had to take it out.
Did they really take it out?
I don't know. I just know Coca-Cola is dangerous, period, because, like, it literally will clean, like, rust. Like, people use
Batteries.
it as, like, cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never liked it. I never liked it.
I think as a kid, I think I had it like here and there, but like it wasn't my favorite.
My mom liked it.
A lot.
She still does, yeah.
Coca-Cola.
I wonder why.
I just had the neighbor who we gave the high cheers to. She gave us the liter Coca-Cola. I just had a Coke float. But
Oh, that's why I seen that in
yeah,
there. I was
but
like,
I threw
why
the
is
rest out because I don't drink Coca-Cola like that. But I had a Coke float because I was like, I just want some.
I don't like the taste of it. Yeah, I guess I have different taste buds. I don't like the taste of Coca-Cola or Pepsi. I feel like they're the same thing. Coca-Cola and Pepsi are the same thing.
Literally, right?
There's no difference. You put a Coca-Cola and Pepsi drink, I'm not gonna know which is what.
Facts. What's your favorite soda?
Sprite.
Yeah.
Ice cold Sprite.
For you.
Man, that's gonna quench your thirst.
Mine's Dr. Pepper or root beer.
Yeah, for sure. That's number 2 though. Why there ain't no volume?
Why would just happen?
Dangerous, even as her health started to fall apart. For about 6 months before her death, Natasha's health took a serious hit. She was constantly exhausted, often nauseous and frequently vomiting in the mornings. Despite feeling extreme fatigue and a racing heartbeat, she avoided seeing doctors due to a deep fear of them. To make matters worse, her lifestyle wasn't helping. She barely ate, only having a small lunch most days, and smoked around 30 cigarettes daily. Her soda addiction even
my
affected
God.
her teeth.
Of course, if you doing all that, you asking to die.
Yeah.
You asking to die. You smoking cigarettes, barely eating, but drinking 2 gallons of Coca-Cola every day.
Crazy work.
You asking to die. It's like, yo, I don't want to live anymore. Let me just do this. And look at the teeth. I don't know if that's actually hers. Ross Family Dentistry. It might not be hers, but I'm pretty sure if she smoked and drank 2 gallons of Coca-Cola a day, her teeth probably did look like that. Because that's nothing but sugar and cigarette smoke.
Rot away your teeth fast.
That is, oh my God, look at that. Tom's teeth was just as bad. Like, Tom from Pooh P. Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
had a
rotted so badly
Yeah,
they had
gone.
to be removed. And some of her kids were born without
Trying to see if it
enamel on
works.
their teeth, likely due to her excessive soda consumption during pregnancy. And if you're wondering just how much caffeine she was putting into her system, brace yourself. A single ounce of Coke contains 2.3 milligrams of caffeine, and with Natasha consuming between 2.1 and 2.6 gallons daily, she was taking in around 800 milligrams of caffeine a day, double the safe limit for an average adult. Combine that with her poor diet and smoking habits, and her body was running on empty. On the morning of February 25th, 2010, Natasha's routine started as usual, getting her kids ready for school and having her morning Coke fix. But shortly after, everything changed. She collapsed against a wall in the bathroom, struggling to breathe. Her partner, Christopher Hodkinson, called emergency services and tried desperately to revive her with CPR, but despite his efforts, Natasha passed away at home. The inquest into her death revealed cardiac arrhythmia, an irregular heartbeat, as the primary cause of death. But it didn't stop there. Doctors also suspected severe hypokalemia, a dangerous condition where potassium levels in the blood drop too low, likely due to her soda addiction. Potassium is crucial for proper muscle and nerve function, including keeping your heart beating normally. When you overload on caffeine and sugar, they drive potassium into your cells and out of your bloodstream, leaving dangerously low levels where it matters most. In the aftermath, Christopher blamed Coca-Cola for Natasha's death, believing the company should take responsibility for the health risks associated with excessive consumption of their product.
He's money hungry.
Yeah.
He wants money.
Literally just what he said. It's excessive consumption, but who do you...
That is not Coca-Cola's fault.
Accountability is your fault for...
That is not Coca-Cola's fault. She drank
2 to 3
that much.
gallons is crazy.
That is insane.
Like,
That's how you know they're in it for the money. It's sorry she passed, but it's her fault. She was asking to go. She was asking for it.
mixed in with the cigarettes, hell yeah.
Coca-Cola and cigarettes. And that's all she was eating. Wake up in the morning. First thing you do is drink some Coca-Cola. That's what your body is running off of. Like, The first thing you like, okay, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you eat is the most important thing. Like, it is very important. That's going to have you, whatever your body's going to feel like, how you're going to feel like, it is very important. The first thing you eat has to be very important. That determines everything. Like a good meal, like eggs, bacon, pancakes, that, you'll eat that, right? And you feel good. You feel good.
Well, I want to go back to sleep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That, I mean, a good light meal, a good light, you know what I'm saying? Some avocados, you know what I'm saying? Steak and eggs. Something very light, nothing heavy. Because if you eat something heavy, eat a lot of it, of course you're going to be sleepy. So you're going to want to go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But, man, that's the most important meal of the day is breakfast. I feel like it's the most important. And dinner, because that's going to determine how you feel when you wake up. Just all in all, just try to eat as healthy as you can, because anything out here will kill you. Coca-Cola, water, the 2 stories we just watched. Coca-Cola and water killed these people. Crazy. Too much anything. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, she held her pee, but still, technically, water was the reason why she died. You know what I'm saying? So, too much water will kill you. Just be safe out here, man, because I don't know what the hell. I don't know what's going to be the next story. You know what I'm saying?
But Coca-Cola denied direct responsibility, arguing that while cardiac arrhythmia was the official cause of death, there was no definitive proof that Coke alone was to blame. Still, experts pointed out the sheer volume of liquid Natasha consumed daily, 338 ounces a day, would strain anyone's body, regardless of the beverage. And let's not forget the 4,000 calories she was drinking every day just from Coke, almost double the recommended daily intake. While most people who enjoy soda in moderation don't need to worry, Natasha's story serves as a sobering reminder that even something as ordinary as a soft drink can turn deadly when taken to extremes. So maybe next time you reach for that extra can of Coke, you'll think twice, because no one wants their love of soda to take a dark and dangerous turn. Some stories sound so bizarre they're hard to wrap your head around, and this is definitely one of them. Meet Darren Hickey, a 51-year-old British wedding planner from Bolton, Lancashire, who was known for his big personality and even bigger heart. Not only was he a pro at planning dream weddings, but he was also deeply dedicated to charity. But Darren wasn't just about work. His incredible resilience made him an inspiration. 7 years earlier, he'd survived a massive stroke that left him with difficulty walking and speaking, but he didn't let that stop him. His determination earned him the Inspirational Person of Courage Award from the Stroke Association. You'd think after overcoming so much, Darren would have faced down just about anything. But no one could have predicted how a simple fish cake would change everything. It all started on April 4th, 2019, when Darren attended a wedding venue in Lancashire. At some point around noon, he sampled a small fish cake. Totally normal, right? But here's where things took a turn. That little bite of fish cake was scalding hot, and it burned the back of his throat. Now, we've all burnt our tongues on pizza or soup before, no big deal, and Darren thought the same. But as the day went on, that minor burn started feeling less minor. The pain grew worse, so Darren decided to get it checked out. He went to the urgent care ward at Chorley Hospital, where doctors assessed him and sent him home with paracetamol and the usual advice to come back if things got worse. Trusting the doctors, Darren went home to rest, assuming the worst was behind.
We've seen this, though. It was a girl that, I think it was a kid that drank boiling hot water. It was like a trend.
See that?
You didn't see that? It was like a trend. She drank boiling hot water. I think she died.
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's boiling hot. I think that's what happened. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that. It was a couple of years ago. And I believe that was the end of it. But it was like literally a trend. Like, I don't know, man. These trends and stuff, like, I don't condone in any of that. I don't care. But, they just do the most. They run out of ideas, and they just, it gets to the point where some trends are killing people. Just like the crate challenge. Remember that? It was killing people. It was falling off them crates, and I think it killed a couple people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. We just keep it going, because I don't know what I be on right now.
But the worst was just beginning. Over the next 12 hours, that burn turned into something far more dangerous than anyone could have expected. The swelling in Darren's throat increased rapidly, and by that evening his condition took a terrifying turn. His partner, Neil Parkinson, heard distressing noises and rushed to find Darren standing, choking and gasping for air. Neil tried desperately to help, and paramedics arrived quickly, but it was too late. Just after midnight, Darren was pronounced dead at Royal Bolton Hospital. A man who had survived a stroke and fought his way back to health was taken down by a single bite of hot fish cake. And if that's not chilling, I don't know what is. The inquest at Bolton Coroner's Court revealed the terrifying cause of Darren's death: extensive throat swelling leading to suffocation. And we're not talking a little irritation. The burn was so severe that it blocked his airway, depriving his body of oxygen. Pathologist Dr. Patrick W. explained that the burn was only visible with specialized equipment. He even compared the injury to burns seen in people who inhale smoke during house fires. And it all started with one small bite of hot fish cake. While these cases are incredibly rare, it makes you think twice about those times you've burnt your tongue on hot pizza, because sometimes what seems like a simple mistake can turn into something far more dangerous. Ever wonder if we're really ready to hand over the steering wheel to artificial intelligence? Well, this next story might make you pump the brakes on that idea. On a quiet night in Tempe, Arizona, on March 18, 2018, a groundbreaking experiment in self-driving tech went horribly wrong. Elaine Hertzberg, a 49-year-old woman, was wheeling her bicycle across the road when she crossed paths with an Uber vehicle traveling at 40 miles per hour. Sounds like the setup for a bad movie, right? Except this was real life, and it turned tragic fast. The Volvo SUV, tricked out with Uber's autonomous driving system, was in self-driving mode with Rafaela Vasquez, a safety driver behind the wheel. Her job? Keep an eye on the car and step in if things went haywire. Spoiler alert, things did go haywire. Here's where it gets even messier. It turns out that Rafaela was distracted, and not just, I glanced at my phone, distracted. She was streaming an episode of The Voice on her phone, yes, really, at the exact moment she was supposed to be monitoring a self-driving car. She looked down at her lap for over 5 seconds and looked up less than a second before.
I mean, even if you were driving, I wouldn't have seen that. Like, I didn't see that until, like, it's, like, what, like, that close? Like, I wouldn't have seen that.
Dark. Like, she didn't have any reflectors on her bike.
Yeah.
No reflector vest on or nothing.
So even if she was driving, handling it, I'm pretty sure she probably would have got, like, I mean, she probably would have been able to, you know what I'm saying? But her bike or something would have been hit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going 40 miles an hour, you can't just come to a complete stop in a second. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some screeches, some, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, you can't really even blame her. That's why it's the law now to have lights on your bike when you're riding, because stuff like that can happen. And like I said, I think, because I remember seeing this, and I think she lost her job or whatever like that. But it's like, damn, like, it's a self-driving car. You know what I'm saying? You would think that it's going to do all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it's been doing that this whole time she's been driving in it. You know what I'm saying? It's been stopping, it's been going, it's been turning. So I'm pretty sure she's watching whatever she's watching because she's not worried about it. But because there was no, like, I'm pretty sure the car didn't even detect her on the road, because it looked like nothing until she was like, a foot away. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't even blame her for that.
Or the impact. By then, it was way too late. Meanwhile, Uber's AI brain was having an existential crisis, struggling to figure out what Elaine was: a vehicle, a bicycle, an other object. Because she wasn't near a crosswalk,
look at that. I
the
don't see
system
anything.
failed to predict her path.
Look at
When
that.
the car finally decided to hit the brakes, it was 1.3 seconds before the crash. Way too late to avoid tragedy. To make things worse, Uber had disabled the car's emergency braking system, putting all the responsibility on the safety driver, who, as we now know, was busy watching TV.
They took it off 1 point whatever second as soon as I see that person. Now they're going to try to put the responsibility on her. It's so fucked up. Like you see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That ain't. I feel personally that ain't her fault. There was no way to detect her at all.
Right.
But of course, Uber don't want to take that responsibility. Oh damn, this shit killed somebody. Yeah, let's blame it on the driver, on the self-driving car. Crazy, man.
TV. The fallout was swift and brutal. This was the first pedestrian fatality involving a self-driving car, and the National Transportation Safety Board's investigation exposed some terrifying oversights. First, Uber's autonomous system didn't recognize jaywalkers, a huge blind spot given how often people cross outside designated areas. Second, there was insufficient training and zero oversight of safety drivers. Rafaela was working alone and distracted for most of her shift, a recipe for disaster. Third, Uber's system didn't alert safety drivers in emergencies, which meant there was no warning when things went wrong. And finally, Uber's Advanced Technologies Group had no formal safety plan, no standardized procedures, and no dedicated safety manager. Basically, they were winging it with self-driving cars. Unsurprisingly, the backlash was intense. Uber's self-driving car program in Arizona was suspended, and Rafaela faced legal consequences. She was sentenced to 3 years of supervised probation, with the charge downgraded to a misdemeanor if she completed her sentence successfully. While she bore some responsibility, the court also pointed to Uber's shocking lack of safety measures as a major contributing factor. After the accident, Uber updated its software to finally recognize jaywalkers, something you'd think would have been a basic feature from the start. So, the next time you hear someone say, self-driving cars are the future, maybe take a moment to wonder, are we really ready?
Now I think you're kind of ready, because
sometimes a seemingly harmless dare can take a dark turn, and that's exactly what happened to Sam Ballard. In 2010, the 19-year-old aspiring rugby player was enjoying a chill evening with his friends at the home of Jimmy Galvin, a buddy who, believe it or not, is now a famous pianist and music composer. The group was just hanging out, sipping on red wine and trying to act a bit grown up. But then, the night took an unexpected turn when a slug appeared on the concrete patio. And, as it often does with a bunch of teenage boys, a dare was born. So, what did they do? They dared Sam to eat the slug. A totally innocent, silly moment among friends, right? What could...
some of these stories I've seen, like I've seen so much videos.
But just like a random slug is like crazy.
I've seen so much videos that I'm pretty sure I've seen this one too. It definitely, like, obviously a slug is he developed a parasite. And it went all the way up to his brain, and he died I think 6 months later. Yeah, I think I've seen this one.
Could possibly go wrong. Well, what happened next would change Sam's life forever. He gulped down the slimy creature, thinking it was just a weird, gross challenge. But soon after, he began feeling incredibly weak, with his legs in pain. Then came the dizziness, followed by vomiting. His mother, Katie Ballard, initially thought the symptoms might be a sign of multiple sclerosis, a condition that had affected her husband. Multiple sclerosis can cause fatigue, dizziness, and weakness in the legs, and Sam had all of those symptoms. But doctors quickly ruled it out. It wasn't until Sam mentioned that he had eaten a slug that the puzzle pieces started to fall into place. Katie was skeptical. Who gets sick from eating a slug? But soon, Sam's diagnosis would prove much more terrifying. He had contracted a rare parasite known as rat lungworm disease. You might be wondering what on earth rat lungworm disease is. Well, here's the scoop. It's a disease caused by a parasite typically found in rats. The parasite gets into slugs when they consume rat feces that's contaminated with the parasite. When humans eat raw or undercooked slugs, the parasite can make its way into the brain, causing severe complications. And that's exactly what happened to Sam. The parasite made its way to his brain, causing inflammation in the membranes surrounding both the brain and spinal cord. Things went downhill fast, and Sam was soon in a coma, fighting for his life. Though most cases of rat lungworm disease are mild, Sam's case was catastrophic. He remained in a coma for about 13 months. When he woke up, he found himself in a completely different world. paralyzed and barely able to speak. His rugby dreams were shattered, and now he needed help to do even the simplest tasks. Despite this devastating new reality, Sam remained fully aware of everything around him. His friend Jimmy, who had been there when the dare went down, couldn't help but feel guilty. In an emotional moment, he apologized to Sam, with tears streaming down both their faces. Sam's mom, Katie, never blamed his friends for the dare. She knew it was just a reckless moment of youth. However, the weight of what followed would weigh heavily on her forever. She hoped, against all odds, that one day Sam might walk again. But deep down, she knew his life could never go back to the way it was. In the final years of Sam's life, Katie fought tirelessly for her son's care, especially when Australian authorities cut disability funding. But despite her relentless efforts, the years of hardship wore on her. On November 2nd, 2018, Sam passed away at the age of 28 in Hornsby Hospital, just a short distance from where he grew up. In his final moments, surrounded by his loved ones, Sam managed to say the words Katie had been longing to hear, "I love you." It was the last thing he ever said before taking his final breath. A sad reminder of how one dare changed everything.
At least he went out saying those words.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because, man, like, I don't get it. Like, y'all be careful. Those dares, think are harmless. Y'all be careful, man. It's a lot of things out here in this world that will have you second guess. I'm already on that stage. I'm second guessing everything. I ain't falling for nothing. I ain't doing no stunts. You know what I'm saying? None of that. You know what I mean?
Take a look at the guy who jumped off the cruise ship or whatever. The graduation, you remember? And they say that they believe a shark got him.
Oh.
You remember? I think that was a dare, too, or something like that.
All I'm saying is, first of all, if you're on a cruise, the cruise ship is humongous. The only place a cruise can, go is deep waters. Ain't no way I'm jumping in anything, because anything walking on this earth, like I tell her before, anything walking around in this earth, you think it's dangerous. The ocean has the real killers. They got things down there they're literally born to kill. They're born to rip you to shreds. I mean, there's some things on earth that are like that, you know what I'm saying? But fish and all that stuff, not even sharks are the most scariest thing to me, to be honest with you. They're like basic, you know what I'm saying? Compared to the other things that are way down below. I'm telling you right now, bro, I respect the ocean, so I'm staying away from that shit. The beach? Nah, I ain't going there. I mean, I'll go, but I ain't going in the water. Hell no. Ain't no way in hell I'm going in that hell no. I've actually got what really traumatized me as a kid. I was walking in the water, and I felt something hard. And I walked back like, what the hell was that? And next thing you know, a motherfucking crab. Because, their vices are crazy. A crab grabbed my toe, and I was like, oh, shit, oh, my God. I went crazy. I ran out there. I ran out with, mama. And I was bleeding and stuff because, crabs, when they get a hold of you, they got it locked. But I was I was going crazy that it apparently just it was too much because I was fighting. You know what I'm saying? And I just ran out and I was like, nah, I ain't going in there ever again. Ever again. Since that day, I've never went back in the water. I'll go to the end where it's the water coming up a little bit. And then that's it. We're going deep in there, swimming and all that. Hell no. Hell no. I respect the ocean too much to be doing all that because the water is dangerous. It is crazy. I can swim and all that, but hell no. You know what I mean? Ain't no way in hell I'm doing that.